New York City renters owe more than $1 billion in unpaid rent. Survey finds. This is on the Wall Street Journal. I've been curious about New York City since the COVID stuff happened. It hit there very hard, and obviously it's a really interesting real estate market. And people said, we're getting out, we're leaving. And it looks like some people left because the vacancies went up and some companies left, and there were some new rules around working from home. And also it's just a place, a really vibrant place, a place that's all about the restaurants and the bars. And I mean, you can just understand why a place like that would be hit hard. So anyway, they're trying to figure out like what is the extent of the damage and whether or not there could be enough aid from the government to potentially offset the amount of debt so that people don't get evicted once the measures are lifted, because people still owe their rent. That's how that works, Will. People still owe their rent, and the government can keep pumping money to try to fix that, but there's a threshold, I guess, there as to what is actually possible. And this has meant that some people have been forced to leave, but other people have been in rent-controlled apartments for a really long period of time. They don't want to leave. They got deals, and the price can't be elevated. Anyway, tallying responses from landlords, the group estimates that as many as 185,000 households are more than 2 months behind on rent, with an average debt of more than $6,000. For the average person, that's well, for anybody, that's a substantial amount to be behind. Presumably, if you're not paying rent, there's other bills you're not paying too.
Right.
That's only $6,000 in rent that you're backed up. But what about the credit cards? What about we haven't even seen the whole picture yet as far as COVID's concerned, because you can carry debt for a little while. You could go dip into the credit cards. You could hold off the landlord for 2-3 months.
Yep.
But are you going to be able to get that meaningful work once things lighten up a little bit? And then are you going to be able to make enough to pay off what built up in that period of time that you were hanging out, waiting for things to get fixed? So anyway, that's no joke, $1 billion in unpaid rent in one particular city, but it also isn't as big as it sounds because of the astronomical rent rates in New York. I think some were expecting that it could be even bigger. The median one-bedroom apartment rental in New York City is $2,350. So
yeah, that's a lot.
Not a cheap place to live.